Let's go defense. That's our topic for today's Backstage Pass. Stocks are down so far this morning. Mortgage bonds are down as well. Mortgage rates opened up higher than where they closed off yesterday. We'll talk more about the mortgage rates in just a minute. But hey, it's the start of football season right now, and NFL's already got their preseason games going on. College football's got their opening day coming up here in just a couple of weeks. And, we're really hoping that the floor of support, the technical levels for the mortgage bonds, can provide that defense that we need in order to not have a big move downward in the mortgage bonds. We'll talk more about that in just a minute, but first let's get into some of the data and news of the day. Mortgage Bankers Association released their application data for last week, showed the purchase applications fell 1% last week and they're down 18% year over year. The average interest rate fell last week from 5.47 to 5.4% or 5.45%. And so that's still about 2.45% higher than where it was last year. Refinances fell by about 5%. They're down on the year. They're down over 80% year over year. Now, something to note about this time of year, school just got started, in a lot of the areas last week or this week, school starting up. And so there's always a little bit of a decrease in activity around that 2 weeks, 3 weeks around when school starts up as parents and kids are kind of getting into their routine. Kind of what was expected for last week and this week is a little bit of a slower time. Now, in economic news, retail sales came out today for the month of July. Retail sales were flat from June to July. It was expected that they would grow on the headline by 0.1%, but they were actually flat. Retail sales are up 10.3% year over year from last year, and then the core retail sales data came out at 0.8% higher. That was about 0.2% higher than what was expected, so it came in a little bit higher than what was expected. It could have some implications on forecasts for quarter 3 GDP out of the Atlanta Fed. We'll wait and see if they make any adjustments for their Q3 GDP forecasts. However, that said, the retail sales data was basically not that far off from expectations, and so didn't provide really any market moving effect for the bond market or the stock market. Instead, what we've seen is that overseas in the UK, inflation data came in a lot hotter than what was expected in UK, and that caused a little bit of a sell-off in the bond market there that spilled over domestically into our bond market, and that's what we're really kind of seeing is the thing that has moved the market so far today. Now, there is more economic news and data that's coming out later today. Events, basically, we've got a 20-year bond auction that happens later today. And we're also going to get the Fed's FOMC meeting minutes from their most recent meeting, and that does have the potential to move the market because it gives us a little bit more insight than what was said at the press conference about what they spoke about and talked about during their meeting has the potential to move the market some. Now, all of that said, mortgage bonds are down 44 basis points at the time of recording. The 10-year yield is up 9 basis points at the time of recording. Again, mortgage rates opened up higher today. Yesterday, the national average is about 5.29% for the 30-year fixed. Today, we're expecting that national average to come in between 5.55 and 5.65%. So that movement, that downward movement in the bonds really has had an upward movement on the mortgage rates nationally, and that's kind of what we're expecting to see. Now, again, what we're really hoping for is some solid defense from the technical floor of support, looking for some technical players here to provide that defense. So we're coming up against what's called a Fibonacci level as a floor of support, and we're really hoping that that floor holds for mortgage bonds because there's a lot of room to the downside if it does not. So looking for technical players to play defense for us, and we hope that holds. Also, as the news comes out later today, if it has any movement on the market or effect on the market, we'll be sure to let you know. But for now, that's all the news we have for today. Remember to stay positive. Please like, comment, and subscribe. If you have any questions, leave a comment. If you got a favorite football team, we'd love to hear about it and maybe give you a hard time. Leave a comment with who your favorite football team is. And like I said, remember, just stay positive. Have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow.